Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are visiting a very special garden center, one that I haven't been to in a really long time, and they happen to have the world's largest hanging basket, which is kind of incredible if you think about it. Funny thing is, Sergey and I were driving up here and he asked, how did we even find this garden center? And I said, I don't know. We love to drive around and explore new places, and I think that's how we stumbled across this garden center. So I can't wait to take you guys in, show you all of the cool and quirky things that they have, and hopefully we're going to find some things for our basket that I want to plant at home today. Now the basket that I have to plant at home today is one that I got at Chelsea, so I cannot wait to show you guys what it looks like and what we're going to be planting it up with. Here we are. This is the garden corner, and it's this hidden little gem just like nestled here in Tualatin, Oregon, and they're very like, I don't know, they have some really special things, a lot of like niche things, beautiful pottery. They have some really fun sculpture pieces, and of course, just some gorgeous, gorgeous perennials throughout their whole garden center. And I feel, I don't know the full story, but I feel like this was maybe somebody's hobby that got out of control. And now they have this beautiful garden center in their backyard, and it's awesome. First of all, look at how huge these are. Like, these are massive. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I've never seen ones this big before. Wow. And so we'll do a quick walkthrough around the garden center, and then we'll go back to the center and look at some of the beautiful plants. So it has this really cool pathway all the way around, and just some fun art stuff and sculptures around. Of course, their beautiful baskets surrounding the whole property is so beautiful. Look at these pots, you guys. That is gorgeous. Wow. And it's been so long since I've been here, so I feel like I'm kind of experiencing this all over again for the first time. So it's very, very exciting. They have some nice arbors here too, and just some like fun things all the way around. Look at this gorgeous fountain. Can you imagine having something like this? Wow, what a dream. One day I will have something like this. That is such a dream. Wow, and look at all of the beautiful hanging baskets that they already have. Oh, so stunning. This makes me so excited to show you guys the hanging basket that we got in Chelsea. It's very unique. It's something that I've never seen before. Maybe you guys have, so I can't wait to show it to you guys. But I'm just trying to gather some inspiration too of what we're going to be planting in it today. These are beautiful. They retail for $3.97, which is kind of spendy, but think about what a statement piece this is in your garden. Can you imagine walking in like in your side garden somewhere and you have this hanging there, and they're massive spheres? That's so pretty. All right, so let's continue our journey through here. They have a nice selection of succulents, which it's kind of where I was heading with this basket idea, but maybe we'll save the succulents for another project. They have a really great selection of terracotta pots. Look at these. I get so excited for like these little ones. Look at this. Aren't these just so cute? I don't know what it is about like little things that just get me so excited. And look, this one's even smaller. Oh my gosh. So sweet. So throughout here, they have multiple tables with different plants, the grasses, perennials, evergreens. I'm assuming this is more shade-loving things under these tents here. Oh my gosh. And look at all of the hanging baskets. Wow. Wait, hold on. Look at these. These are fun. These are beautiful. These are such pretty baskets. Can you imagine just like growing a vine up along this basket? That'd be beautiful. There's some more over here. They have bigger ones. Love that. Even these are really unique. These look very antique. I like these a lot. There's just a lot of variations of hanging baskets, probably more than I've ever seen before at any garden center. They have small, they have ceramic, they have metal, so many different materials. Like this is the basket hub right here, you guys. Like this is where you want to come for good baskets. And if you're looking for something different and unique, oh my gosh, I could totally see this in a greenhouse. Wouldn't that be so pretty? Forking the door of a greenhouse. Oh, that would be lovely. These baskets are massive. Look at this potato vine. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. These stands always intrigue me. I feel like I kind of want one in our garden somewhere to have a basket, because I don't really use hanging baskets like we used to. But this is kind of cool. Maybe you can even like grow a vine along the actual structure. Oh wow, look at that, you guys. And these containers, these are very stately. They're very big, they're bulky, they carry a lot of weight. And I think these are perfect for things like trees. All right, now back here, look at that beech tree. That's pretty. They have some fountains. Gosh, I feel like I came in here for plants. Now I'm getting distracted with everything else that's beautiful here. These structures are massive. Oh my gosh. Like it's stately here. It's very, very stately. I can't explain it, but everything is just big and I love it. Maybe this might be some overflow products back here, I'm thinking. Let's continue seeing what else we are going to find. But look at the view from up here. I just love coming across places like this because you can tell it's somebody that has a really good eye for design. You could tell that it's a gardener. They even feel like they have some architecture experience in them, because whoever set this up has to have such a creative imagination to do something this beautiful and execute it so well. It's just very, very different from any garden center that we've ever been to, and I love it. Okay, let's actually make our way down through here. I just love how they have like the pathway throughout the garden. It really feels like you're like walking through an actual garden, and instead of having landscape, you have beautiful plants and all of the things. And here's just a sneak peek of the world's largest hanging basket. We're gonna get closer so we can see what they have in there. But it's just such a unique thing to say you've seen in person. And it's just right back here in our backyard. I love it. This fountain is massive. I kind of like this one better. It has kind of a darker tone to it. I don't know if it might be older or if it might just be like hard water. It doesn't look like it. It actually looks like the concrete is darker. This is so pretty. It might be hard to see through the camera, but there's so many little intricate details. Here's something I wasn't in the market for, but now I feel like I am. Look at these birdhouses. Wow, could we build this, you guys? So it looks like it's like a 4x4. I'm just like trying to pay attention to how this was built. I'm also the person that was born with the delusional gene where I see something and I think, I could build that. We don't have to buy it. We can just build it ourselves. I don't know if you guys are that way, but anytime I see a cool structure like this, I come close to it, I inspect it, I start taking measurements, I take pictures, and then I'm like, maybe we'll build it. But by the end of the day, I know it might just be worth it to buy it instead of building it. But I love building things too. So who knows, we might build one of these one day. All right, back to the garden center. There's a huge emphasis on hanging baskets, as you can tell. And of course, it kind of goes with the theme of the garden center. I'm also just paying attention to the beautiful containers because I'm trying to help a friend source some for her house. Just taking a quick look. Oh, I love this. You see how they have little notes? I pair well with verbena and coleus. This little geranium. And right here, I trail, don't worry, I won't bite. That's so cute. Good selection of annuals here. And it is the end of the season for some summer annuals, so I'm surprised they still have so many goodies here. Okay, are you guys ready to see the world's largest hanging basket? There it is. Can you believe it? Look at all of the trees inside of this basket. Isn't that wild? And here, let me just read to you what the sign says. Fun facts about the world's largest hanging basket. The basket was originally unveiled on March 23rd, 2012. It weighs an estimated 3 tons. To receive even sunlight, the basket completes a whole rotation every minute and is watered via dedicated single overhead sprinkler. The various plants in the basket are changed seasonally. The basket was manufactured locally by Don Sprague? That's cool. And the last little note says, the idea for the basket came during a midnight daydream. It's meant as a dedication to gardeners that having a garden, large or small, can lead to a more balanced and happy life. I love that. All right, let's go ahead and just stand here and see this rotate all the way through. See if we can spot everything. I see a euonymus. I see, I think a hebe, pine, maybe a bottle brush. Let's see, what else? I think a laurel, and then maybe an andina in there. I'm just trying to pay attention to everything, but it's so distracting because it's so massive. There's even a container with some plants. There's Bigfoot. I feel like this would be so fun to be able to plant out. I think I would have such a good time putting something together like this, or helping them, obviously never doing this on my own. That would be insane. Wow, that is so cool. I forget how massive this thing is. And just for scale, you can see it rotating behind me. It's big, like it's really big. It's worth coming out here to see it in person. It's just like nothing you've ever seen before. I feel like this is going to be the place where I come to for basket inspiration next year, especially like in the springtime when baskets are just starting to roll out. I think these guys come up with some really beautiful recipes that I cannot wait to show you guys next year. I can only imagine this place gets jam-packed, even more so than it is now, with beautiful, beautiful baskets. Oh, these are beautiful. How big do these get? 12 to 16 inches tall and 20 inches wide. Look at the foliage on these. Very, very pretty. Huh, that's fun. We're bright and shiny for your shade garden. Love that. I'm trying to remind myself we're not picking up a bunch of perennials today because we're not ready to get them planted yet, but I'm just window shopping and seeing what we're finding here today. This is really, really pretty. And the great thing about this, if you don't like hanging baskets, you can buy one of these and just plop it into a container, and there's your summer container all ready for you to go. Look, they even have little rooftop gardens at the top of some of their structures. That's so neat. And look at this. If you like fairy gardens, this is fun. I've never built a proper fairy garden, but when I see these little trinkets, I feel like I want to. I don't know if I should, because I don't know if I'm gonna get addicted to it, but it seems like it'd be something fun to do. Look at all of these little pieces. I think what stands out most to me are these up here. This little table. Look at these little chairs. Oh my gosh. That is adorable. These little benches. Are fairy garden things expensive, you guys? $9.99? That's not bad. I guess I've never really looked into like, what are the cost of little fairies and things like that? Huh. I've seen a lot of like $12.99, $14.99 for some of these pieces, but they're very nice. Oh, look at that. I feel like I would buy some things, but other things I would want to just forage in our garden and build like little pathways, maybe a little water feature, something like that. But they do have some fun things to select from if you like to build fairy gardens. Oh, see, that's a cute idea. That would be kind of fun, actually, now that I'm seeing them. Should we build one together, you guys? Is this a little project we need to explore? All right, so we already went down this path. If we come up here, this is where they have more perennials, more art pieces throughout the garden, some really nice evergreens. This one, is this I think this is a Oregon pine or Austrian pine. Let me double check. Oregon green Austrian pine, yep. And let's see, how big do you get again? They're pretty, they're not that big. Yeah, 20 feet tall, 15 feet wide. Hardy in zones 4 through 8. Requires full sun. Yeah, these are so pretty. I like the shape of these. They almost kind of have a Japanese bonsai look to them, especially with that big trunk. Huh, it's nice. Some more beautiful baskets. Some boxwood topiaries. Through here, some hydrangeas. Oh, that's fun with the dahlia. Oh my gosh, look back here. Look at this cutie. It's like the world's largest basket and then the world's smallest basket. That is so cute. I love that. Adorable. Here's a quick look at the front of the garden center. This is a fun idea, a little umbrella, and you can grow your plants on it. And then even back there, they have some really beautiful trellises. Let's actually take a quick look because I am on the market for some new ones for the side garden. These are fun, just kind of simple and black. I like that. These are all very nice. Oh, I love this. This would be a really beautiful gate, actually. That's cool. This is what my grandpa used to do. He used to have a welding company, and they would do things like this. Not this specifically, but gates and things of that nature. There's a lot of eye candy at this garden center. My wheels are spinning, and I'm just getting some fun ideas for some fun things. This may be my favorite basket holder that I've seen so far. I like this one the most. I think this could go into a lot of different gardens, and I like how they have different heights. So that one, gosh, you can even put this in the middle of your garden, like in your actual landscape. Wouldn't that be something pretty to look at? This one too. All of these pieces are really beautiful. I see some really beautiful and large specimens of indoor plants here. Look at this fiddle leaf. That's kind of fun how it kind of branches out and reaches out like that. And there's a tall one right here. Some snake plants. Wow, that's pretty. Some pretty philodendrons as well. Orchids. Rubber plants. Some pretty caladiums. This one is red ruffles. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of shopping and then we will head home and put our own basket together. I can't wait for you guys to see it. All right, we are back home and I have everything set up. Let me show you the basket that we got first. So this came from Chelsea. We actually got it at the garden show this year and I love it. So I believe it's called a wreath hanging basket and I've never seen one before. That was my first time. seeing one like this. So I'm very excited to play with it and see how it looks when it's all planted up. And although I got this one in Chelsea, I did manage to find one similar to it that I will link down below in the description box that you can order from Amazon if you want to purchase one too. So let's go ahead and get this planted up because I'm dying to see how it's going to look. And hopefully it looks as good as I think it will. So for the materials for today, I have some sheet moss. I actually couldn't find the regular sheet moss that I like. I was actually looking for sphagnum moss, but they didn't have any. So I'm gonna use this one right here, and it comes in the sheet in like a grid. So we'll just have to remove this paper right there. So we're gonna be using that. I have some other moss too. You guys know I love my moss. And then for the plants that I purchased, I have this really cute geranium ivy focus. Now this is the white one, and this one can get 8 to 10 inches tall and 12 to 14 inches wide. It can take full sun, but it does tolerate shade. So the space that I'm going to keep this basket in is going to get some dappled sun. So I think it's going to do really well in the space that we're going to be hanging it. I'm just really into geraniums this year. And then I have this lantana here. This one is Lantana Bandana Lemon Zest. Now these can get 12 to 26 inches tall and 12 to 24 wide. And these have more of a mounding habit. However, I think they're going to look really nice in the basket, especially I want to plant this on the opposite side. So hopefully it starts to create a little bit of a mound. And it does require full sun, but I think it'll do well in the space that we're going to be hanging it as well. And then I have a couple of heucheras here. I'm thinking I'm going to go with this fire alarm one because it kind of breaks up all of the green, and this red kind of brings out the red in the leaves of the geranium. And this is just like a really beautiful brick red heuchera. I really love this one. I've been using this one a lot this year. And the other option is this one here called Red Lightning. This one has very large red vein gold leaves. So I think this would also tie in with the colors of the geranium. So here's that combo like that with the fire alarm, and then the Red Lightning. Oops, let's see. Oh, see, that also looks really beautiful. But is it too green? These leaves should darken up. It's just been sitting out in the sun, so I think it's just bleached out a bit. But if we remove that, imagine all of the leaves to be this shade. That might work. Or that. You guys, I think I want to go with this one. I think I like that better. Let's go with this first. And if we don't like it, we can replace it. And the specs for this heuchera is it can get 10 inches tall and 14 wide, and it's hardy in zones, is it 6? No, 5 through 9. All right, let's go ahead and get this basket all planted up and we'll see how everything looks. I'm gonna measure this out first. I'm just gonna roughly outline it. Now I'm gonna fill it with some potting soil. Just a little bit. And these plants are not supposed to be in here for long periods of time, because obviously there's not a lot of space. But for a season, I think this is going to be very fun. I think succulents is something that you would be able to use and allow to be here for a long time. You could probably put the geranium in there and just call it good. Look at how big that is. But what I want to do is plant it right here in the center and have it kind of swoop up. Break up these roots a little bit. So you see how I just kind of laid that in there? just like that. We'll do the same thing with the heuchera. And now the lantana. I just kind of want to pop this forward a bit here and just really push her in there. And because this side is going to be facing the wall, I kind of want things to come at us, look at us. Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far. And here is the back. Now we're just going to come in and start hiding some of the soil and creating a little bit of a retaining wall for it with the moss. I'm going to come in with some of these little flower pins. You could use garden staple for this. These guys. And just pinning some moss pieces, some sheet moss around. Now I'm just going around and tucking in some of that other moss throughout, just because I think this looks a little bit more natural than the sheet moss we used. And just kind of make it organic. Just get the soil in there, make it a little bit imperfect. And then we can just continue with different moss just to add a different texture. See, just like that. All right, there it is. We got everything watered in, so it looks good and watered. And here's the back, and there's the front. I love that. I really enjoy how this looks. Oh my gosh. Can we do like 5 more? Because that was so fun. This would be such a fun thing to do with your friends. Maybe one of you can get the baskets while the other can get the moss. Someone else can bring some of the plant material. I think this would be such a fun thing to do. Did we just unlock a new fun activity to do with our friends? I think that would be so fun. Let's go ahead and hang it and see how it looks. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm obsessed. That is so fun. Are you kidding me? I really think I'm going to order another one and do this with my friends, because this was such a fun little project to do and so easy. Now this is not its permanent home. I asked Sergey to just put a little hook here so I can see it against a house. I think I would like to hang this right by our shed. I think that's where it's going to look so beautiful. Obviously on the deck, it also looks really nice. And I could definitely see this being like a seasonal project, so we can come in and change things out throughout the seasons. I think that would be stunning. I think this would also be a really fun winter project. You could use something like, you could do like a fern with a hellebore, like a white hellebore. Oh my gosh. That would be such a beautiful gift. And I think it'll be really fun to do something like that for the holidays. So now like my little wheels are spinning and I'm thinking, how else can we use these baskets? I think it can be really fun. I think we can do a lot with these. And you can really play around with the mosses too. They have those really beautiful burgundy color and those dark burnt orange. So that could be like a fall interest basket. That would be really pretty. There's just so many possibilities, not just with the plants, but how you can decorate the actual basket. I will say, I think lining it with a sheet moss the way we did, or even a sphagnum moss, would be really beautiful, because I think it has more of that wet, live look where some of the sheet moss can be a little bit dry. So there's definitely some options, and I'll put some also in the description below if you guys are interested in ordering those, or you can just pick it up at, like, gosh, who has it? Michael's or Joann Fabrics, like any craft stores like that should have some of those materials. In terms of care, we'll just make sure to keep all of the plants nice and watered. We'll probably have to water twice a day just because it's not a big reservoir of soil. Now this area does get, or it is protected from like the direct sun, so hopefully the plants are going to be okay. But if you are going to have it in an area that's going to get full sun, just be mindful of what you're going to use. If you don't want to use plants, and you don't want to change it up all of the time, go with succulents. I think you can do so much with succulents in this basket. You can kind of drape it down or even go up a little bit. There's just, the possibilities are endless. Like, I really think a succulent version of this would be really fun, but knowing me, I'm gonna go with things that flower and just have a little bit more texture to them. But I definitely think succulents would be, chef's kiss, so good. Anyways, that will wrap it up for today's project. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this come together. I'm so happy that I'm finally using this basket that we purchased on our trip, because it's been sitting there and I saw it the other day and I was like, oh, we need to plant that up. I want to do something fun with it. And if you do end up getting your own basket, please tag me on social media. I would love to see your guys' creations. I think that would be so much fun. I'm definitely going to order another basket and do this again with my girlfriends, because that was so fun. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye-bye.